Ricky, tough luck. Just want to ask, was that the game-changing moment where you saw Rishabh Pant not going for that DRS and dropping that catch? Do you think that that was the key moment in the game?
Look, I think it's always hard to put your finger on one single aspect of the game. I mean, you can rewind the clock right the way back to the start of the game as well when our top order batting was so poor. You know, I think we were 4 down for 30 or 4 down for 40 early on. That's not an ideal start to a T20 game either, especially a big game that we knew that we had to win. Obviously, Tim David played well after he was probably out first ball, but there are so many aspects of that game that we'll be disappointed with, and we'll talk briefly about some of those tonight. But, you know, the important thing is the players have got to learn from games like that. You know, at the end of the day, I feel pretty gutted that game slipped through our hands when, you know, they needed, I think, over two a ball there for probably the last 7 or 8 overs, and we haven't closed the game out. So it's disappointing on lots of fronts tonight.
Bad luck for the season and the match. But I wanted to ask you on Rishabh, you have senior players in the squad like David Warner. Is the right choice for the captain, and what is your assessment of his captaincy?
Yeah, absolutely. No doubt in my mind at all that Rishabh, even last season, was the right choice for captaincy. Obviously, when, you know, wind the clock back and Shreyas Iyer got injured and dislocated his shoulder, you know, Rishabh took over the captaincy then and did a terrific job with the team last season. You know, we finished on top of the table last season and unfortunately lost the 2 finals games. But look, no doubt in my mind that he's the right person. He's just still a very young man. He's still learning about the captaincy side of things. Being captain of a T20 team, especially in the IPL, which is such a big and high-pressure tournament, it's not an easy thing to do. And, you know, unfortunately, when you're his sort of profile as well, every single move you make or every single move you don't make is going to be really heavily scrutinised. So he's certainly got my full backing, and looking forward to getting back and working together with him again next year, hopefully.
What chat did you have with Rishabh Pant after the game?
You could probably tell if you're watching that chat that I had with him, you could probably tell that I was pretty disappointed with what we served up tactically at the end of that game. I think our tactics, the way that we bowled and fields that we set at the end, considering the conditions and considering the type of players that were at the crease, I think we got a lot of those things wrong. So, look, that might have been the difference in the game. It might not have been, but. You know, as I said, I was quite disappointed with the way that game finished off. I'm disappointed with the way that our season finished off, and I think that'll probably leave a pretty sour taste in most of our mouths for the next 12 months until we can get back and do it all again.
Just to talk about the better things, about the bowling attack overall in this season. So how did you sum up the bowling attack? How did you go?
Yeah, look, I think if I try and look at our entire season, I think it's pretty fair to say that our bowling group have probably done a better job on a whole than our batting group. Our batting group has been you know, really inconsistent and probably haven't scored the amount of runs that we should have scored. You know, saying that, and I'm not making excuses either, but we've had, you know, quite an interrupted season with COVID and injuries and other illnesses and things that we've had through our camp. So yeah, it's been one of those, you know, up and down seasons, an inconsistent season. I think we've all been delighted with what Khalil Ahmed, Zakaria, the games that he's played. You know, Kuldeep Yadav, I think, has been one of the finds of the actual tournament. Akshar Patel, you always know what you're going to get with him. You know, Shardul had some really good games at the back end of this tournament as well. So, look, I think it's fair to say, on a whole, that our bowling group probably did outperform our batting group. But, you know, the best teams, you know, if a batting group's struggling, the bowlers stand up. If the bowlers are struggling, then the batting group stands up. And, you know, right through this tournament, we just haven't been able to put you know, very good games of cricket together. The first half of the tournament, I thought we played some good cricket without being very good. I pretty much demanded the guys find a way to turn that good into very good in the back half of the tournament, and we were probably a little bit better in the back half of the tournament, but, you know, we've come up a game short, and that's disappointing for everybody.